Although short-lived, Prigozhin's so-called rebellion dealt a serious blow to Putin's power. Prigozhin showed that in Russia, in just a few hours, it is possible to capture a city of 1 million people and then move towards Moscow without encountering resistance.
In any case, Prigozhin's program has been voiced and will continue to circulate in society in one form or another. Prigozhin's rebellion is another link in a long process, as a result of which the king will be recognized as naked. Each such story almost literally exposes Putin. It deprives him of one of the numerous Westmans. Maxim Trudolubov, Russian journalist, on the Meduza website.
According to American analysts, such a rebellion will make Putin look completely helpless.
I think Putin emerged from this significantly weakened. I think if you're a member of the Russian elite, are in fact a member of the Russian population, you're going to look at this and think, wow, a private army just drove on Moscow for most of the day. No one stopped them and they're allowed to leave and no real consequences. Brian Taylor, professor at Syracuse University.
At the same time, Russian oppositionists believe that the so-called rebellion of the founder of the Wagner military company, Yevgeny Prigozhin, was necessary for the head of the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin, to solve short-term problems.
In Russia itself, there is a struggle of clans. This is a struggle of mafia clans, a struggle of the Kremlin towers, and, of course, we will see the consequences. The consequences will be expressed in resignations, reshuffles, arrests and disappearances of certain persons. So, in the coming weeks, it will be very interesting to see who will lose certain levers of power. Well, how in general the powers that be just yesterday, like rats from a sinking ship, run on their superjets in the direction of the border, we also watched very well.
However, the Russian oppositionists are confident that a real rebellion and civil war in Russia is yet to come, and this cannot be avoided.
As long as there are different clans in Russia, thugs armed to the teeth, private security armies, they will share pieces of the pie, power, territories. Therefore, as I have said many times for many years, a civil war awaits Russia, a war of these mafia structures.
Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the head of the president's office, believes that by this action, the founder of the Wagner PMC, Yevgeny Prigozhin, showed the Russian authorities that there is no longer a monopoly on violence.
Prigozhin's phenomenal choice. You almost nullified Putin, took control of the central authorities, reached Moscow, and suddenly you give it back. Because one particular intermediary with a dubious reputation, Lukashenko, promised security guarantees from the person Putin who ordered your destruction this morning. And for the fear that the Putin elite has experienced over the past 24 hours, this order will certainly be executed. Although not without benefit, Prigozhin humiliated Putin and the state and showed that there is no longer a monopoly on violence. Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the head of the office of the President of Ukraine, on Twitter.
Prigozhin's rebellion demonstrated that the Kremlin is not in control of the situation inside Russia. So said the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. According to him, Prigozhin showed all Russian bandits and mercenaries that in one day the Kremlin can easily lose several million-plus cities.
The world has seen that the masters of Russia do not control anything, nothing at all, just complete chaos, a complete lack of predictability. And this is on Russian territory, which is stuffed with weapons.
He also turned to the Russians and said that the longer Russian troops stay on Ukrainian soil, the more collapse awaits Russia, and also the longer Putin stays in the Kremlin, the more catastrophes will happen in their country. Reported by Roman Smoler, Yulia Bil, UA TV News.